1,048 Adages of Imam Ali, peace be upon him, in noble manners. 1. Satisfaction is an infinite money. 2. Toleration and patience are twins produced by the high determination. 3. Toleration is a clan. 4. Piety is the head of all manners. 5. Chastity is the ornament of poverty, and giving thanks is the ornament of richness. 6. Be good to the lineage of others, thus you will be saved with your lineages. 7. If you feared poverty, then trade with the law by charity. 8. Generosity is more passionate than close relations. 9. It is enough for satisfaction to be a kingdom, and with good manners to be a delight. 10. He whose shyness bestowed upon him is his veil, people would not see his flaws. 11. Reveal down the fortune by giving charity. 12. He shall not be in need if he is whom is saved. 13. Being straight is safety. 14. The patience is the head of the faith. 15. Justice is the title of nobility. As far as 13, we do not mean how being not sexually pure in your behavior makes you more likely to be a target. We mean in all manners that being upright saves us from unnecessary risks. So many people do wrong in life, not just with drugs and sex, but other ways, in that, oh, it probably won't be me. And those probably won't be me's add up to a definitely is going to be you, right? And number 6 reminds us of the Quranic teachings about blasphemy. When you abuse what others worship, their religion, then that can trigger a response that may not have been there in the first place, where they blaspheme God, where they blaspheme true religion. 16. Justice is the virtue of the human being. 17. Humility raises the low one. 18. The best manners is that of generosity. 19. From generosity comes the best of manners. 20. All the high lineage shall be ended except for the mind and the good manners. 21. Take over the patience, for it is the fruit of wisdom. 22. It is of determination to memorize the experiment. 23. Be satisfied with yourself, and you shall be exalted. 24. No honor is higher than faith. 25. No living is better than the good manners. 26. Truth is the garment of religion, faith. 27. No work is greater than being pious. 28. Asceticism is the fruit of believing. 29. Faith is not useful without piety. 30. He who is just shall be able. Able here means someone who is depended on and reliable with expanded authority. 31. Be depending on a law, and you shall be satisfied. 32. Work, and you shall save. 33. Honor is not complete unless with generosity and humility. 34. No faith is like shyness and humility. 35. Cheerfulness is a sign of the free man. 36. No faith for him, he who does not avoid. Avoid here means protecting oneself when possible for the sake of keeping on with the faith instead of being pressed to change it. 37. Giving thanks is the fort of favors. 38. Asceticism is the best of garments. 39. No winning for him who does not have patience. 40. Asceticism is the best companion. 41. No protection for him who has no faith. Oh, there's no protection for him who has no faith. There is some language issues with the translation here, but 40, I'll try to correct them before I speak them. 42, forgiving is the address of nobility. 43, there's no faith for him who does not believe. Believe here means absolute trust in God. And we turn to Surah 23 to lay down some of those conditions for believing, right? It's not just some empty claim with the mouth. You got to believe it inwardly. You got to, be working towards some actions, right? You don't just show up to a religious service and don't have a life. 44, giving favors is the zakat, almsgiving of the favors. 45, truth is the best way. 46, asceticism is the character of the loyal ones. 47, there's no safety for him who has no faith. 48, the smart one is him who shortens his hopes. 49, being loyal is the honor that remains. Loyal here means being loyal to God. 50, the faith of someone keeps him away from every low deed. 51, there's no reward for him who has no work to do. 52, be respectful for your elders, thus may your youngsters be respectful towards you. And let's not be confused in the old world way of, you disagree no matter what, or some nonsense like that, like in the Bible where it says, wives and slaves follow even in wickedness, or so in obedience it's like you're obeying Christ or something. It's like no, that's not that sort of thing. And we're not putting things through Imam Ali. It's about whether or not this is on the path that God has revealed through Prophet Muhammad. 53, so you can disagree with your elders, you can say that they're wrong, etc., and you can do that with respect. 53, the asceticism of one man is according to the level of his faith. 54, there's no honor unless it's by being loyal. 55, it is one of the best companions. One of the best companions is faith. It is one of the best companions, that is the faith. Yeah, that kind of doesn't make. 56, accompanying those of virtues is a life. 57, one thing is essential for being faithful, that is to keep away from sins. 58, he shall not be overwhelmed who takes truth as a cue, or as a clue. 59, fighting the lusts of the self is an address of nobility. 60, living with the faithful ones certainly brings the honor. I think certainly makes more sense than barely there, but, that's why I said that. 61, it is one of the characteristics of the faithful to have altruism. 62, he shall not be surprised when adversity comes, who is affirming. 63, monotheism is the life of the soul. 64, depending on Allah is the fort of wisdom. 65, with repentance, the forgiveness shall be. 66, the completeness of the virtues is to have good manners. 67, the wise man is not independent of consulting. 68, who gave goodness shall find it. 69, as you have mercy, mercy shall be taken upon you. 70, whose deeds have turned good, he shall have what he desires from Allah. 71, he shall not be fought against who takes truth as a clue. 72, he who hated evil shall be infallible. And I throw in he there as in gender neutral. 73, before I get into that, infallible probably is the word innocent, because a lot of times they speak about infallibles and they don't mean infallibles, they mean innocence. Like, not innocence like they didn't deserve to be killed in war or whatever. I mean innocent as in, they're not to be blamed. But were they capable? Yeah, they were capable of making those certain decisions, but they didn't make those decisions. 73, be true and you should be loyal. 74, whoever feared Allah, Allah shall protect him. 75, goodness is not useful without smartness. 76, who says the truth shall survive. 77, be a believer and you should be strong. 78, whoever mentions Allah a lot, a lot, not a lot, his mind shall be enlightened. 79, be faithful and you shall be pure. 80, there's no way for safety except by truth. 81, who turns victorious for the truth gains a lot. 82, be one of sweet patience at the time of the bitter matters. 83, who neglects the bad shall give relief to his heart. 84, there's no good way except of being faithful. 85, forgiveness is the crown of virtues. 86, there's no safe way except of the straight way. 87, the one who avoids evil is like the doer of goodness. 88, the honor of the determination is the doing of goodness. 89, the adage is a healing advice. 90, adversities are not perishable unless by patience. 91, of the signs of virtues, the early rewards, meaning giving rewards for some deed before it is completely over. 92, passion leads to peace. That's a harder one to explain, but let's just remember that in Islam, people aren't criticized for what they like or they don't like or their desires or whatever you want to call it. We're accountable for our beliefs and our actions. So if you like something that happened, it doesn't, that has no real bearing on your judgment. 93, no messenger is more obvious than the truth. 94, it is a part of happiness to be able to do good things. 95, generosity is the veil of the flaws. 96, the key to win is to have patience. 97, who thanks a lot, his favor shall be a lot. 98, favor is with charity. 99, the key to the good is to cause the evil to perish. Maybe to cease the evil. 100, be a fighter for your lusts and a seeker for your survival. 101, the survival is with the faith. 102, who had been good to his parents, his children shall be good towards him. 103, there's no greater favor that's more than being successful. 104, whose intention was good, success will provide for him. 105, be generous with truth and parsimonious with mischief. 106, there's no honor higher than tolerance. 107, determination is firmness. 108, satisfaction is enough as a fortune. 109, who struggled to achieve justice, verily he shall have success. 110, there's no supply like faith. 111, it is of generosity to satisfy the promises. 112, it is enough for consulting to be as a supporter. 113, he who believed shall do the good. 114, there is no companion like good manners. 115, who spends his money shall own the next people, meaning spending money in good ways makes good people always owing to that person. 116, who stepped aside to be safe Oh, who steps aside shall be safe. Stepping aside here means being away from useless ornamentations of this life and away from useless struggles and competitions. 117. There's no struggle like the struggle against the lusts of oneself. 118. It is one of the best companions of faith to have shyness. 119. Who gives many charities is beloved by his brethren. 120. Whoever knew would be satisfied. 121. Who got away from people shall be happy with the law that exalted. 122. It is enough for humility to be in honor. To be in honor? 123. It is of the best supplies. That is the good deeds. 124. Who got satisfied with himself, that will lead him to chastity. 125. It is enough for tolerance to be as respected. 126. Who has the habit of being just, then he shall reach the places of nobility. 127. Fighting against the lusts of oneself is the best of fights. 128. Nothing fixes the faith like piety. 129. Who knew Allah shall never be miserable. 130. It's of the best treasures to be loyal. 131. There's no piety like stopping illegal deeds. 132. There's no worshiping like doing the daily duties. Daily duties here mean the things that are a must for the Muslimin, like praying the 5 daily ritual prayers in their time and fasting the month of Ramadan and other things. 133. He who consults Allah, istikhara, shall never regret. Istikhara is the Arabic word and sometimes used in translations in this field. It means to ask for guidance in some matters where hesitation takes place, and there's a specific prayer and supplication in that regards too. 134. He who fears no one shall never fear. 135. There's no faith like patience. 136. It is of the best habits that is the satisfaction. 137. He shall not go astray. Oh, he who consults shall not go astray. Sometimes switching to order of what we have in here makes it make more sense. 138. One of the expiations of the greatest sins is to help the needy. 139. There's no supply like tolerance. 140. Whose speech was true, his clue shall be granted correctly. 141. It is enough for believing to be as worship. 142. There's no tolerance like forgiveness. 143. He who becomes patient shall never be hurt. 144. Who thanked Allah, he shall make him rich. 145. Who lives with people in peace shall be safe. 146. There's no gain like the reward of Allah. Well, all beneficence is by God's permission, but you know what I mean, specifically sanctioned, not gospel prosperity stuff that people talk about, but 147. It is of the dignity of the soul to hold on the satisfaction. 148. He who consults the men shared their minds, and by men we mean the people. 149. He who did his best in good deeds, his mention shall raise. 150. Struggling against lust is bounded to the heart feelings. 151. There's no advice like warning. 152. It is of the best faith that is the good manners. 153. He who gets scared of the punishment shall be away from the sins. 154. For every good deed there is a reward. 155. Whose honor was dignified, then money is cheap for him. 156. No, there's no worship like thinking. Meditation. Tirmidhi, is it Tirmidhi that has the narration that an hour's meditation is better than a year's service? Maybe they mean extra on top of that, because certainly your obligations are obligations. But, if it's merely service and you're not being mindful of it, there's that aspect too. 157. He is guided who obeyed his God and feared his sin. 158. It is of the best weapons, that is the praying, dua. 159. How many hard things there are that get easy with passion. 160. How many a low-class man got raised by his good manners. 161. There's no thought like planning. 162. It is one of the best ways to get things done, that is obeying Allah. 163. Everyone satisfied for what he has is in relief. 164. Who has many a charity, his servants and helpers are many. 165. In mentioning the name of Allah, there lies the life of hearts. 166. It's the best supply, that is the patience at the time of adversity. 167. Who uses passion reveals his fortune. 168. Satisfying Allah, that is the ultimate goal. 169. In obeying Allah lie the treasures of gangs. 170. He who stopped at his limit level shall be dignified by the people. 171. It is a good supply, that is the favor doing. 172. With giving thanks, the favors last. The favors meant here are those bestowed by God. 173. How good is being generous while in need. 174. Whoever believed Allah, he shall be safe. 175. Let your manners be the generosity and doing the good. 176. It is a good gift, that is the advice. 177. With asceticism, wisdom bears fruit. 178. How good it is to forgive while you are able. Able means able to return the harm or to take revenge. 179. He who advises himself is better to advise others. 180. He who obeyed his Imam, then he obeyed his God. 181. In fighting against the will of the soul, there lies the completeness of goodness. 182. It is a good worship, that is fearing. Fearing means fearing God all the time. Now is the word taqiyya, the having regard. Sometimes the word is fearing. There's the different approaches. People's like, oh, you just make it about love or hope or something. It's like, well, fear and hate and, enjoyment. There's all sorts of valid causes as long as your belief is right? By hate, we mean not the beings. We mean, you should hate disbelief. You should hate disobedience to God. 183. With sincerity, the deeds are raised. 184. Necks are not enslaved by something, like they do for the good deed. 185. He who asks for victory from Allah, his victory shall be a high one. 186. In good manners lie the treasures of fortunes. 187. He who watches the endings shall be safe from the adversities. 188. Be kind and do not be a squanderer. 189. It is a good manner, that is being calm. 190. With faith, are the works that bear fruit. 191. Favors of Allah are not protected with such a thing, like giving thanks. 192. In consulting lies the core of guidance. 193. In opposing the soul lies its guidance. 194. He who understood shall be kind. 195. The jealousy of a man is faith. 196. Being connected to the relatives, that is the grower of favors and the banisher of adversities. 197. He who degrades himself shall be highly raised. 198. Take the way of chastity, for it is the best companion. 199. If love is in the right place, then it is because of peaceful time. 200. The cure of the soul is to be less greedy. 201. He who has been just shall be taken with the just. 202. Neglecting the bad is a habit of nobility. 203. Neglecting the bad is the most noble act of faith. 204. Tightening the kinship is the best of manners of the generous ones. 205. He who takes patience shall win. 206. The habit of the generous people is to do the goodness. 207. To gain the win of paradise is to fight against the lust of the self. 208. The man is truthful according to the level of his nobility. 209. He who conquers his lust shall be dignified. 210. The veil of flaws, generosity, and chastity. 211. Doing good, that is the ornament of man. 212. The chest of the man is the chest of his secrets. Chest in the beginning means the area of the body of a person. And, just presume gender neutral unless it's obviously only for one gender. 213. He who obeys Allah shall win. 214. You shall mention Allah, for he is the light of the heart. 215. He who is generous shall conquer. 216. He who is satisfied with himself is a rich one. 216. 217. Keeping kinship reveals the favors and banishes the adversities. 218. Keeping kinship grows the numbers and bears fruit for the favors. 219. He who spends his money in goodness shall be raised in status. 220. You should be satisfied in hard times and the easy ones. 221. Keeping the kinship grows the numbers and applies success. 222. He who becomes kind shall be dignified. 223. The winning of the generous one is a survival. 224. The charity giving in public prevents the bad end. 225. He who is humble shall be raised. 226. Take care of loyalty, for it is the strongest shield. 227. The work is good as long as the intention is good. 228. He who has been loyal shall reach the hopes. 229. The purpose, goal of surrender to Allah is to win the place of favors, paradise, heavens. 230. Diet is the fix of the body. 231. He who prevents shall be safe. 232. He shall gain the goodness who asks for it.